when I was a kid uh, in Regina. Now this story takes place after the ice block story. And I don't know why bullies come in threes. We had neighbors, and apparently I was related to these neighbors. Third cousins, didn't know, never visited them, never really knew about them much, except we found out through a cousin of a cousin, and then the last name, and then, oh yeah, they're married to this last name, and now we knew we were very distantly related to these people. And they were complete a-holes. They would throw mud over the fence at me and my sister in our yard. They were next door neighbors. They would throw mud over the fence, and then we would throw it back. And then we said, quit throwing mud over the fence, or we're going to throw it back. And then they'd throw more mud, and then we'd throw their mud back, and we'd throw some of our mud. And then we said, oh yeah, I think what the heck was it? They ran out of mud. It was something ridiculous. I don't know how the exact situation worked out of who threw mud at who when. We were both throwing mud, and then somehow me and my sister figured out that they shouldn't be throwing mud because it's not their mud. And I see, that's the part I don't know. There was something to do with ownership of the mud. And then they said, no, we can throw this mud because it's God's mud. They were quite religious people. Anyway, they're bugging us. Oh yeah, they're also stealing our stuff. They'll come into our yard, steal my dad's lawnmower, and my dad has to go back and get it. Anyway, they come over, they decide they're gonna, and again, it's three of them. And these guys were more like 4 inches below my height, each of them. So they might have been in a smaller one grade down or something, but they're just vicious and always in a team of 3. So one day I decided I was going to punch them out. So the 3 of them started attacking me and bugging me. I chased them, and they weren't expecting me to chase them. And get this, before that, I'm sitting on my front steps at my house, and I see this kid go just flying past me like a rocket, so fast that they can't negotiate the 12-inch little tiny berm at the side of our driveway. He crumples like a sack of potatoes. And here comes his mom with a wooden spoon at the same speed, traveling him, grabs him, starts smashing him all over the head with a wooden spoon, all over the bum, all over the legs, yelling at him, dragging him all the way back across my yard in front of me, back to the house. Okay, back to my situation. I chase him over to his house. Now his parents must not have been home. So anyway, I start punching each one. I grab, what was cool is I beat all 3 up at the same time. I punched one out in the face, and then 2 saw that I was starting to win, so they tried to escape, and I went like this. I grabbed 2 of them, one in each hand, pulled them both back so they fell down, and then I start pounding on one, and then grab the other ones, pounding on, and they escaped one at a time. So I got a couple punches into the face, into the chest, into the guts, and I felt, well, you know, I'm beating these guys, but they're smaller than me. I shouldn't be beating them up. I started to feel a little guilty because they started to cry and take off. And I went back to my house, and I was just about to open the front door, and I hear this, Kevin! And I look, and it's my neighbor. And I thought, oh crap, he saw everything, now I'm in trouble. It's an adult guy, right? He calls me over, I go over to his front steps. He says, wait right here. He goes in, he gets me a cup of pop or Pepsi or something like this. He brings it out, he gives it to me. He sits down beside me and he says, Kevin, you know, that is the best fight I have ever seen. So I gained some notoriety with one neighbor anyway. Now, did they bother us after that? I can't remember. Maybe they didn't. Maybe they knew I was going to chase them all the way to the end. Ends of the earth. More later.